is it that Bengal witnesses such violence while conducting its elections? The violence and the threat of violence is one of the reasons that our poll panel actually decided to conduct this over 8 phases.
I don't think that's because Bengal is more violent. I think that's because the election commission wanted it divided, and there was strong pressure. And if you see how the election is going, where the prime minister goes away and does a little bit of work for his prime ministerial role, and then comes back next time in time for another part of the electoral approach here. This is something in which the central government clearly has um, uh, some ability to participate in every activity in a way that wouldn't have been possible if it was a one-day election or two-day election. Now, I don't know whether that was the reason for the election commission doing it in this form. A lot of people in Bengal, who, as you know, are rather critical of the election commission, partly because of the way the peace and order situation has gone, and even the firing that we talk about in which in one fire for Bengalis, all Muslims having to get killed. I'm not going into that story, but it's not the case that it is only the issue of peace in Bengal and the absence of it that makes Bengal prone to having it an 8-day scenario rather than for similarly sized places a 1 or 2 day scenario. There's a element of political uh, reasoning involved in it, and we could discuss that too. As far as the Bengal electoral fight is concerned, uh, I don't know that traditionally Bengal has had more bloodshed in elections. There have been many fights over Bengal over the years. You should think about the history of the British Empire. The British Empire was established in Bengal to start with, with the Battle of Plassey. Uh, there were fights going on between Siraj, the uh, last king of Bengal, and the British. The Indian national movement, a lot of the violence in trying to get the British out had its roots in Bengal. So there's a historical tradition too. And, Bengal is also divided between Hindus and Muslims. That has not been traditionally a big divider. On the contrary, if you go back all the way to Bengali culture, even the beginning of the Bengali literature in the 10th century, Jaffa, for example, you would see that there is intermingling of Hindus and at that time Buddhists, and soon after came the uh, Muslim settlement. The main epic, the Ramayana and Mahabharata, the main translating um, initiatives came from the Muslim kings in Bengal, who were very fond of the ethics too. So there has been a tradition of a Hindu-Muslim unity. From time to time, intercepted. The British were quite keen on a division between Hindus and Muslims. It used to be called divide and rule, and there is a certain amount of that going on now. If you take a thing like the citizenship, new Citizenship Act, uh, that is not particularly popular among Muslims because they don't have the rights that the Hindus are given in this. And that generates not only discontent among Muslims in Bengal, but also among Hindus who are very strongly involved with the cause of secularism. After all, Bengal, with Rabindranath Tagore and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, had been committed to secularism in a way that's quite remarkable. And so any violation whereby only Muslims are shot in a particular uh, incident involving police from outside or a major party trying to win election where the party leaders say, well, we don't expect Muslims to vote for us. Why not? That raises all kinds of questions. So there are reasons for tension that we have to think about, and these are not necessarily to the detriment of the civilization of Bengal. Secularism has been a very, very big cause in Bengal. The most famous poet is Rabindranath Tagore in Bengal, but the next one is Qazi Nazrul Islam. And and the magazine in which he used to publish called Lango, the flower, uh, the thing up top, and the masthead every time was a whole poem, Bengali poem from 15th century, which said, above everything are human beings, and there's nothing above that. So the division about which God, which religion is avoided by placing humanity in that position. Secularism is very much in on the on the ground, in the battlefield, in the Bengal election.